In the heart of a dusty village, nestled between barren fields and fading traditions, a young boy named Arman dreamt of things his world couldn't even imagine. With calloused feet and books borrowed from a kind schoolmaster, he'd sit under a neem tree, staring at the distant horizon, whispering to himself, "I was made for more." Arman's world shifted the day a small NGO visited his school. One of the volunteers, a young American woman named Lucy, noticed his fluent English and burning curiosity. "You've got something rare," she told him. Those words clung to his spirit like armor. It wasn't long before he applied for a scholarship program she recommended, an exchange to a high school in the United States. The villagers scoffed. America? What will a farmer's son do there? But Arman's mother, eyes wet but heart firm, packed his worn-out backpack and said, "Go, make the world see who you really are." Landing in New York was like entering another universe. Skyscrapers pierced clouds, and everyone moved like they had somewhere important to be. The cold bit through his thin jacket, and his accent made people raise their eyebrows. He wasn't just out of place, he was invisible. He studied late into the night, working part-time in grocery stores and tutoring kids in math. He observed everything, how people spoke, dressed, carried themselves. Every hardship was a step in his transformation. He wasn't there to fit in, he was there to rise. Still, the path was brutal. One day, a teacher humiliated him for mispronouncing entrepreneur. He walked out of class and cried in the bathroom. That night, he didn't sleep. Instead, he researched, watched TED Talks, practiced in front of the mirror until dawn. Weeks later, during a school-wide business pitch competition, Arman stepped on stage. His idea? A mobile learning platform that uses voice-to-text technology in native languages for underprivileged students around the world. His voice didn't shake. His eyes didn't flinch. He won. That pitch became the seed of his future and a spark that caught fire. In the audience that day was a venture capitalist named Daniel Owens. Impressed by Arman's raw talent, Daniel offered to mentor him. Under Daniel's guidance, Arman learned not just to dream, but to execute. Coding, business planning, storytelling, he devoured it all like a starving man at a feast. Daniel once said, "You remind me of me, but hungrier. That hunger will build empires." But success is a deceptive friend. During his first investor pitch for the startup he named Udaan, Hindi for flight, Arman froze. He saw the skeptical faces, men in suits calculating risk. His voice cracked, and he bombed the presentation. The self-doubt returned. "Maybe they were right," he whispered. "Maybe I'm just a village boy pretending to be something I'm not." For 3 days, he isolated himself. But on the 4th, he found his mother's voice in a saved voicemail. "No one makes statues of critics, only of those who dared." He stood up, wiped his face, and started again. The second pitch, he nailed it, not with slick words, but with truth. He told them about the neem tree, the dust, the hunger, and the kids still waiting for a chance. "I didn't come from privilege," he said. "I came from purpose." Within 2 years, Udaan was deployed in 12 countries, reaching millions of children who had never touched a textbook. Arman was invited to speak at the UN. Time magazine listed him in top 30 under 30, but none of that made him cry. What made him cry was a video sent by his old schoolmaster, a girl in his village sitting under the same neem tree, learning on a tablet with Udaan's logo on it. Years later, Arman returned to his village, not in a limousine, but on foot. The children ran up to him, tugging his coat. Their eyes sparkled with dreams now. He didn't give them money. He built them opportunity, schools, internet, mentorship. He didn't forget the neem tree. He built a solar classroom right beside it and named it the Dream Tree Hub. He stood before the villagers, no longer the awkward boy who once whispered dreams into the wind. He stood tall, not because he had made it, but because he had made himself. Moral greatness isn't gifted, it's made.